Waitoshba, everybody. It is me, Death Hunter, and you are watching Death Hunter Quality Everything now. Mainly because I realized that Death Hunter Quality Gaming wasn't really conducive to the fact that I'm going to be doing more than just gaming in the future, so watch out for that. But yeah, we are watching, let's see, what is this? Right. 10 tiny health problems that can be signs of impending doom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up, and then I'm going to leave a link to the channel, Alltime10s, so you can go watch the rest of this video. And yeah, I just need to remind myself to do that. But anyway, yeah, let's get started.
That you just shouldn't ignore. If someone's unconscious or their leg is pointing in the wrong direction, most people would know that it might be worth taking to the hospital.
That's fair. That's fair.
But what about the little medical maladies that are a bit easier to overlook? How worried should you be about something seemingly insignificant?
Well, I'm not worried now, but I probably will be.
Very
I'm just being honest here.
Since they could kill you. Probably.
Okay. Yes, please get on with it.
This is 10 tiny health problems that are signs of impending doom.
Okay, we saw that.
Number 10. Changes to your fingernails. Fingernails are not only useful for scratching annoying itches or clawing out the eyes of your enemies. They're among the most telling body parts for diagnosing illness. For example, if you find that your nail beds have turned white, like in this image, alarm bells should be ringing. This is a key indication of liver trouble, potentially even hepatitis, a sometimes deadly inflammation of the liver tissue.
That makes sense. I can see that. It's like a jaundice type thing, I'd assume.
Because the liver is responsible for producing the proteins that color your nails. Other colors to look out for include blue, which could be an indicator of lung disease like emphysema, or yellow, a sign of thyroid disease, which can screw up your hormones.
Well, I knew that. My aunt was, my aunt has thyroid issues.
Some diseases are known to cause pitting, which is when you end up with ridges, bumps, and dents in your nails that look kind of like this. Pitting is most commonly associated with skin complaints such as psoriasis.
I think I have one of those somewhere on my finger.
Or even the inflammatory bowel illness Crohn's disease. Therefore, if you notice any of these differences in your nail shape or color, it's most definitely worth giving your doctor a visit. Number 9. Snoring. 37 million American adults snore on a regular basis. It can lead to all sorts of problems, not least irritation to those trying to get to sleep nearby. The partner of a compulsive snorer loses on average an hour of sleep every night and wakes up as often as 21 times an hour. But snoring is not just a risk to your relationship, it could also symbolize a very serious risk to your health. First of all, snoring can be an indicator of dangerous levels of obesity. This is because one of the major causes of throat irritation is the narrowing of the airway due to a buildup of fat in the neck. Secondly, it's the primary symptom of obstructive sleep apnea syndrome, which between 20 and 40% of snorers suffer from. The condition causes breathing to repeatedly stop and start during sleep. It hardly needs saying, that isn't exactly a good thing.
No, most definitely not.
You have to wear this super sexy mask while you sleep, which literally keeps your airways open for you.
That's very attractive.
Surgery is also an option.
Oh, dear God,
if left untreated, it can lead to a whole host of problems. Sleep apnea increases the risk of stroke by 3 times.
That's a fascinating fact, isn't it? Wow. Okay, it's just like, ooh, I snore. Let's go have throat surgery. That'll be fun, and also would be very expensive and very long recovery times. Yay! Yeah. That'd be no.
Heart disease by 4. So snoring is most definitely not just a mildly annoying habit. Number 8. Heartburn. Heartburn, indigestion, acid reflux, whatever you want to call it, it's never pleasant. In case you're lucky enough to have never experienced it, it's basically a burning pain in your throat or crushing pressure in your chest, which usually occurs after eating. In layman's terms, it's caused by your stomach acid rising up into the food pipe and irritating the lining of your esophagus.
Yeah, heartburn isn't fun.
Is no biggie. 60% of the adult population experience it at some point within a 12-month period. But if it's something that happens to you more than twice a week, it's probably worth getting looked at, as you may have gastroesophageal reflux disease. This disease in itself
probably wouldn't be very pleasant,
condition, as it can be fairly easily treated. But if you don't get it treated ASAP, it can have fairly scary long-term effects.
Well, I'd assume so.
Because, unsurprisingly, it's pretty bad for you if your esophagus is getting a regular serving of corrosive stomach acid.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be a good thing.
Inflamed, leading to bleeding, ulcers, or even cancer.
Ew.
Most commonly, the throat inflammation develops into a disease called Barrett's esophagus, when the esophagus cells begin to grow abnormally. In 1 in 50 cases, this develops into cancer.
Oh, that's not good.
It's worth keeping this in mind the next time you're feeling the after effects of chowing down on a burger too quickly. Number 7, sores and spots.
Alright, you know what? I'm going to come over here and I'm going to skip a bit. Just to get up, see if I can actually get to a thing.
Anxiety. But if you're a little bit older or have a family history of cancer, it could be something a tad more serious than that. If you notice that you've been feeling bloated a lot while simultaneously losing weight, it should be a cause of concern. Intestinal tumours cause both of these symptoms, pressing on your intestines and making you feel full after just a small amount of food.
Yeah.
Some tumours also secrete worrying substances that suppress your appetite.
So I guess this is tumors.
Full all the time, bloating is also a typical symptom of ovarian cancer. Despite only being the 5th most common cancer in women, ovarian cancer is among
Only the 5th?
Causing more deaths than any other reproductive cancer.
I mean, I get breast cancer is kind of the first. That makes sense.
Unless you've been on the receiving end of an angry right hook, you probably wouldn't think twice about a little bit of jaw ache. But maybe you should. In your spinal cord, the nerves that detect pain from your jaw are located...
Or maybe that was bloating, I don't know.
...to those that detect pain from your heart. According to Dr. Chetan Patel from Greenville Health System, this means that the brain can misinterpret pain signals from the heart as coming from the jaw. As a result, jaw pain can be a major indicator of serious heart problems. Furthermore, heart disease disrupts the distribution of oxygen around the body, which is reflected as pain in various parts of the upper body, such as the jaw, arms, shoulder, or neck. A campaign
I like that little thing there. That was pretty cool.
Heart attack symptoms by Research Hospital Cleveland Clinic listed jaw pain as one of the major things to look out for, particularly if it's specific to the left. The campaign also listed sweating, shortness of breath, or fatigue among its subtle symptoms, which brings us nicely onto number 4, fatigue. Do you find yourself really tired all the time, even when you haven't been doing anything all that tiring? Well, if it's a problem that just won't go away, and no amount of sleep seems to fix it, you really should seek medical help. Tiredness is a symptom.
And why is that, sir? Please tell us.
Varying severity. For example, it could be due to something fairly treatable, like iron deficiency, in which case, adding more things like red meat and beans to your diet could help. Alternatively, the exhaustion could be attributable to ME, or chronic fatigue syndrome, a devastating condition that is thought to affect 17 million people around the world. ME can be incredibly debilitating, as sufferers describe their fatigue as like when you have the flu, or as if you have lead or concrete weighing down your limbs. Sadly, the condition is still a fairly unknown entity, as there isn't a specific test to confirm it, nor is there a generally agreed course of treatment. Or, finally, feeling tired all the time could be connected to something even more worrying, like heart
Shit,
or
I'm
lung
such a
disease,
hypochondriac
which causes
sometimes.
fatigue
God
because
damn.
the organs and muscles aren't getting enough oxygen. So maybe just see a doctor instead of getting an early night. Number 3, hiccups. Everybody has a different cure.
Okay, after this, I'll end it so you guys don't miss, so you guys don't have to do that.
Embarrassing, and sometimes painful, but could they also be a sign of impending doom? Well, that kind of depends on how often you get them and for how long. For most people, a hiccuping episode occurs roughly every few weeks and can last up to an hour. But in some extreme cases, people can get them multiple times a day and for several hours at a time. This is known as chronic or persistent hiccups. Hiccups occur when your diaphragm suddenly and involuntarily contracts. This causes you to breathe in air very quickly, and to stop you choking, the opening between your vocal cords temporarily snaps shut, making the hiccup noise. This diaphragm contraction is most commonly caused by irritation of the vagus nerve, the long nerve that stretches from your brain to your abdomen. There are a number of reasons why this nerve can be irritated. Most of them are harmless enough, such as eating a bit fast or drinking something fizzy. But some of them could be a lot more serious. Tumours on the vagus nerve or diaphragm have been found to cause chronic hiccuping. So, to be on the safe side, it's best to check in with your doctor if your hiccuping lasts longer than about 24 hours. Number 2, excessive.
Alright, guys, like I said, I think I'm just going to leave the episode here, so you can watch the rest of it. I will, like I said, leave a link to Alltime10s in the description, so you can go over there, subscribe. They have 5 million subscribers, so what's the need? But hey, it helps other channels out, and I like being a nice person. So yeah, I will do that, and that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you like it, please be sure to not only like this video, but also subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Not only if you liked it, just tell me what you liked, and if you didn't like it, please tell me what you didn't like, so I can try to fix that in the future. I do apologize for having to use my phone's Google Play thing as it is, because that's kind of obnoxious, because you have that little thing, but that's the best I could do, considering the only thing I have on my computer currently that actually works is a Gamecaster, so it won't actually work with YouTube on my computer. Wah wah. But anyway, yeah, well, that's about it, really. My name is Death Hunter. You just finished watching an episode on Death Hunter Quality Everything, and I will see you in the next one. Waitoshba.